everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a hot button issue that's stirring up major conversations in cities across the country. Rent control. It's controversial, complex, and it's spreading. So the big question is your city next? Let's break it down. What is rent control? Rent control is a policy designed to limit how much landlords can increase rent on residential properties. It's meant to protect tenants from rapidly rising rents, especially in areas where housing demand far outpaces supply. But here's the thing, rent control isn't new. Cities like New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles have had versions of it in place for decades. What's new is how it's making a comeback, and this time it's hitting cities that never even considered it before. So why is rent control popping back up on the radar? Housing affordability is at a crisis point. Rents have skyrocketed in many cities. Wages haven't kept up, and in some markets, it's getting nearly impossible for middle and lower income families to stay in the neighborhoods they've lived in for years. That pressure is pushing local governments to act, and rent control is one of the fastest ways they can try to offer relief, at least in the short term. So, where might we see rent control next? Well, here are a few cities that experts and housing advocates are keeping a close eye on. Austin, Texas, once an affordable gem, now struggling with soaring rent prices. Charlotte, North Carolina, there's rapid population growth and limited housing supply. Atlanta, Georgia, rents are up and income remains stagnant, so local officials are starting to talk. Minneapolis, Minnesota, voters already passed a rent control initiative and implementation is underway. Portland, Maine, rent control measures passed in recent years and could expand. And it's not just major metros. Suburbs and smaller cities are feeling the heat too. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons, because this is where the debate really takes off. Supporters of rent control argue that it keeps long-term residents from being priced out, brings stability to renters, especially vulnerable populations, helps slow gentrification and preserve neighborhood diversity. But critics argue that it discourages new housing development, can lead to lower quality housing because landlords have less incentive to maintain properties, may ultimately make housing shortages worse in the long run, and both sides have data to back their claims. Here's what you need to know. The political landscape around rent control is shifting. Just a few years ago, it was mostly off the table in many states. Now you've got cities putting it on ballots, states revisiting preemption laws, and renters organizing at levels we haven't seen in decades. Whether you're a tenant, a landlord, or just someone watching your city grow fast, this affects you. So what can you do? If rent control is being discussed in your city, get involved. Learn about the local proposals. Understand how it could impact your neighborhood, both the good and the bad. Whether you support it or oppose it, make sure your voice is heard, because the future of rent control isn't just coming. It may already be here. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into housing, real estate, and urban trends. And let me know in the comments. Do you think rent control helps or hurts communities? Would you support it in your city? Until next time, stay informed, stay involved.